Hey guys, welcome back to the New World Carpentry Solutions. And I actually let the door sit in the clamps overnight. I'm not gonna lie, that was not intentional. I ended up getting everything clamped up and got a little tied up yesterday. Seems to be together. Can't just pull it apart. I do wish there were tenons in there. Would have been easier to make sure everything stayed flat. But it actually looks like it did really well. Alright, so the door is glued together. Let's go ahead and get this off the workbench so I can get back to more projects. Before I move that, let me slide the circular saw out the way. If you guys can't tell, I've actually spent the time cleaning the shop pretty thoroughly. So actually at this point, I almost want to give you guys another shop tour because with the power and everything else installed, the ability to run the air cleaner, any of the tools along the wall, dust collection, table saw, I can pretty much have everything on inside the shop and nothing trips. The last thing we need to do though is get plywood ran on the ceiling so we can do power. But with just it being clean in general, I think it's been a very long time since the shop has been this clean. So I think this would actually be a good time to do a shop tour. Probably won't do it in this video, but definitely know that there's one coming up. Definitely before I get plywood and everything else ran, I will be doing a shop tour for you guys. And now that I don't have the other doors stored back here in the back, this whole entire room is now accessible. Currently have a bunch of sheet goods kind of just sitting over here on the wall, but over here I have my air compressor, then I have a reel hooked through here on the wall so I have air that I can run around the shop. Long-term goals, I'm probably going to end up doing retractable hose reels, probably one above the workbench and one probably right above where the camera is. And the air compressor back here, I don't know how big it is. It's one of the tall ones, about yay tall or whatever. So it has like 3 or 4 different ports on it. So I'll probably have this hose reel permanently hooked up and then run the few branch lines for those. A few other things I did, I decided to go ahead and hang my miter gauge, push sticks and stuff on this pegboard. I went and grabbed my sander box, the box that held my sandpaper. I put that right here. So now I have all my sandpaper accessible right here. And if you guys remember, probably pretty far back on the channel, we had built this box. This was hanging inside the door in my truck. This was like a little hand tool cabinet. But my hand tools will get used in the shop more. Actually, I believe when I built this, I didn't have the shop, so all my hand tools, chisels, and everything else kind of traveled with me to the job site. And I just wanted to build a project when I built this one. But now it hangs right here on the door. And I can throw my planer, chisels, and everything else in there. So that's another great added storage. My drill charger station set up over here. But this also holds my little small 6.5-inch circular saw and all the batteries that go to all the tools in the shop kind of just sit up here. I keep a bit box on it in case I need to grab one of my drills, which I have 2 here. There's an impact here. you know, trying to get tools and stuff organized throughout the shop. So again, definitely I expect a full tour. We did some things outside. I have one last tool I need to get up and running, which is the radial arm saw. So I'm gonna get that running. And then I got 2 new ones back here in the back. You guys are not gonna be able to see it, but I have a spindle sander and one of those station sanders with the belt and the spinning disc on the side. I have a sanding station and a spindle sander that's gonna be back here. So now my future goals, it's probably a CNC 3D printer, some cabinets overhead, my dust collector, and so I can get it mounted on the wall to get space on this wall. It's just gonna store back here, then plug into the dust collector outlet right up here. This is the dedicated outlet for my planer. And I have one right up there for my dust collection. Eventually the dust collector will actually get mounted up there once I get the clips, so I can mount the canister filter and then get ducting. Sorry, that squeak was getting on my nerves. But yeah, the dust collector is eventually going to be mounted right here on this wall. Run ducting out, probably do a drop. I'm thinking over here on the left hand side, like right in front of the table, and that'll serve as the table saw. I'm gonna get probably the Cobalt router table. Actually, you know, I think at this point this practically is a full tour. So where should we start? Well, since we're already looking back here, I believe at the angle that you guys are set up, you guys can see most of the shop. So let's start right here at the table saw and what we're going to do to kind of upgrade this section. Currently we have the Delta 36725 I don't remember the name. It's the Delta 36-inch table saw with the rip fence. For dust collection under this currently, I just have a rigid shop vac going to a dust cyclone separator, the dust topper from Home Depot. And then I have an outlet right on the wall that's dedicated to dust collection, just like my air cleaner and everything else. So this, I can just reach down and have dust collection to the table saw. It's coming off one of the larger rigid shop vacs, so this is about the most CFMs I can get from this shop vac. But I personally feel that it's not enough airflow coming through the table saw to, you know, collect all the chips. So what I want to do is actually get my dust collector and then probably either enclose this. My nephew's starting the car outside. But what I like to do is more than likely take the legs off this table saw, build a full cabinet so I can enclose the motor housing, add a 4-inch port there. Then I can kind of do some storage. I saw a really cool sliding table that people add to their table saw. I believe it's Carpentry over on YouTube. He built one. So I plan to build one for this side. Then over here, I'm going to be dropping in the router table. Then I'll be able to use that 4-inch dust port, because I think that the wind dust collector, it splits off to 2 4-inch ports, but it starts off with, I believe, a 5 or 6-inch port. So I think that one can definitely handle the dust collection from my router table and table saw. And if you guys have enjoyed this process and this quick tour, please let me know down below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.